Hi friends, welcome to Squander Lobby. Before we move on to the other tutorials, it is essential for you to understand how to install NaturalVision Evolved properly and make the right adjustments in the ENB to get an effect similar to mine. I hope you already know about the prerequisites, but I shall mention that are needed to install NVE. We will start with Openiv, which is the tool required to make modifications or install different graphics mods and other mods within GTA 5. So first I start by clicking on the ASI manager and install ASI loader and openiv.asi. Openiv.asi also creates a new folder called mods in GTA 5 root folder. You can untick the option if you already have created the folder mods. Then I shall use the package installer option and navigate to the folder where the graphics mods are saved. I am using the latest NaturalVision Evolved version for this tutorial, so I shall select the June build and select part 1 for installation. Always select the mods folder for installing. Depending upon the type of system you are using, this installation should take time. Once this is complete, I shall select the part 2 and install it within mods folder. Then go to the graphics mod folder and open ENB folder. I would install the medium settings preset for this tutorial as that is also recommended by NVE. Copy all the files that you find here and place them into the root folder of the game. Do this step in sequence because if you skip this and move directly to the next step, you would not get the volumetric clouds installed properly. Once we are done with this, I would start with the optional add-ons folder. From the enhanced motion blur, I normally select the medium intensity because I do not like the high intensity one, and NV also recommends the medium intensity. Then I shall select the parallax roads pavement overhaul and will install the high quality roads for you. Now let's install the volumetric clouds alpha. This will install the volumetric clouds in the game. Then I shall install the volumetric headlights. I personally like these headlights and install them every time. You need to install them into the root folder. Next I will install the game config for vehicle mods. This will help you install add-on cars, vehicles and other mods as well as run NVE without any issues. Now there are certain scripts that are required to run your game without any errors. So we will install pack file limit adjuster and scripthook 5. I would provide links to them in the description. From the downloaded folders, I will open pack file limit adjuster files and copy them from the location and paste them into the root directory. Similarly, I'll copy the scripthook 5 files from the bin folder, which includes the scripthook file, the trainal file and the d-input file, and paste them into the root folder. If you check the root folder of GTA 5, you may notice that NVE has already installed heap file adjuster or heap adjuster, and you do not need to install it again. So when you will start your game, this is how your game should look like. Now this is with the installation process that we just discussed. This is how it should look like. And let's try. So when you press F4, you'll get this native trainer here, and you are able to change time, weather, everything around here. So I'll just change it to clouds and see. So if we have installed everything correctly, you should see this volumetric clouds here. You can change the time and just check how they appear. So we are great. So it seems everything has been installed properly, and we also get these clouds here. Right. So we'll revert back to Extra Sunny to see things in default. Now, the basic settings that I do with the ENB, you need to press Shift and Enter together to get this ENB here. I play in 4K, so my graphics settings are way different than yours. So I'm not going in detail about what graphics settings I do. You can refer my previous videos, and if you need specifically the settings in 4K, do let me know in the comments and I'll do a separate video about that. But for now, let's stick into how I do things by default in NV. So once I have installed this, I would basically go into color correction here, and I increase basically the brightness here. So I normally keep it to say 3, and I increase this to right. Yeah, you can basically install disable ENB script that's available in GTA 5 mods, and this will not rotate like this. So when you will open the ENB, it will disable movement, and you can directly change the values here and see directly from here how changes are being made, rather than getting everything moving like this. So since we were discussing about initial installation, I felt that I should not go into that detail. So we'll save this configuration here so that the color correction changes are being applied here. Now let's get into this vehicle here and make the other changes. Great. So you see that by default NV has a good reflection on the cars and it looks quite good. But I would want to make a few changes for my personal taste. So what I do is, let's go into ENB, go into vehicle here. So it's set to 0.950 here. I would change it to 0.7, and you see that there's a slight change in these reflections here. You can adjust it to your taste based on what you want, but this is what I normally do. So I'll just show you what I do, and I'll make this reflection amount, changes in reflection amount. So normally make it 1.5, change metallic to 3, and I change the glass amount here. So right now let's see how the car is. So you can see here, this is how this car appears with the reflection. You can adjust these settings based on how you want your gameplay to look. Okay, it can differ, but this is how I would do it default. Right now, let's go here. So I think we are in day. I'll just look again. Time. Let's go backward. Okay, we are in the day. I'll go to sky here, and I'll go to sky intensity day. It's 1. 0.7. So you see that I have just changed the sky intensity slightly. So this is how it looks. In certain cases where you want a different reflection on your car, and that too from the sky, what you can do basically is go here and change it to maybe 3 or 2, and you can see that this is a bit different than what it was before. I like it for certain gameplay settings, so I change it, but then it's depending on you on what you need. So you guys ask me like, hey, our game doesn't look like yours and we have installed NV and ours is different. So I tell you that you need to change different settings within ENB right here, which is visible to you. There are others which you can change, but anyways, this is something that you can do easily. So try changing this if you want. If you make it by default, you can see the sky has changed and there are very minimum effects on the car that you get. So based on how you want the look to be, you can change it accordingly. Okay. Okay guys, so I have just installed the disable ENB input because it was very annoying to explain you without that being there, but it is not a requirement. So let's go into ENB right here, and as you can see now, whatever I do, it doesn't basically change, so it's all stuck here. So I can make the changes to the ENB and still see how things are changing. So let's change the weather here and go to clouds. If it's installed properly, you should see clouds, as I told you. We'll go here and we'll go to ENB lens, and I'll click this here, so I get these settings here, and instead of 0.6 I normally keep it 0.4 because that is what I like, but you can make changes. Let's go to post pass here, and 0.4 I normally keep it to 0. As I said, you can change it differently. I keep color grading plus sharpen there. So just look into, I'm not okay, I've changed gamma to 1.2 and I have just changed the color temperature right here. Now this is what I do here by default. You can change these other levels, as I told you in my previous ENB tutorial, and make those changes, but let's go quickly into what I do and just discuss only those points here right now. Okay, so this is what I do with respect to these ENB. Let us save this here. This is how the cloud should look by default, right? This is how you properly install NVE. Great guys, so this is how my GTA 5 clouds look like after installation and after making certain changes to time cycles, as well as after installing the reshade preset, the newer version that I have been discussing with you. The next tutorial would basically address how to achieve this look with your game by making modifications to time cycles and other files. So stay tuned and hope I hope that we would be able to do things together. So stay tuned, share this video with your friends, like this video, comment with your suggestions if you have any, or if you would want to see any new feature within the next video, do let me know. Thank you. Bye.